There's a row brewing over the West Papuan activists who stormed the Australian consulate in Bali to draw attention to their cause. The government says they left the compound voluntarily, but there are claims they were forced to leave. It's playing against the backdrop of the APEC summit in Bali, which gets underway tomorrow. Chief Political Correspondent Karen Middleton has more.
With the world's attention on Bali for APEC, West Papuan activists have stepped up their campaign to press for greater freedoms in the Indonesian-run province. Early this morning, 3 Papuan activists scaled the walls of the Australian consulate, presenting a letter demanding world leaders urge the Indonesian government to release Papuan political prisoners.
They've left voluntarily, so the matter's been resolved.
Did they seek asylum?
No, they didn't. They left voluntarily.
The 3 men have released a video outlining their demands.
Because the Papuan politicals did not do any violence, thus prisoners suffer alone behind Indonesian bars.
They also want restrictions on foreign media lifted, in place since 1963.
50 years is enough. We need to be open like Bali.
The men are now believed to be in hiding. Human rights activists are concerned for their safety, alleging Australian consulate staff threatened them with police if they didn't leave. The Foreign Affairs Department won't confirm or deny.
These 3 young men, instead of getting help and sanctuary from the Australian government, from the Australian consulate in Bali, were basically turfed out. It really is a blight on our international reputation that we treat people seeking sanctuary, seeking refuge in this way.
Security's now been tightened outside the consulate, and Indonesian police are unhappy about the media attention. Sovereignty over Papua is a very sensitive issue here in Indonesia. Prime Minister Tony Abbott assured the Indonesian president in Jakarta last week that Australia supports Indonesian rule. President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono has now arrived here in Nusa Dua to welcome the leaders of the 21 APEC nations. Chinese President Xi Jinping is also here. He'll meet with Prime Minister Abbott tomorrow. Mr Abbott arrives in Bali tonight. In Nusa Dua, Karen Middleton, World News Australia.
And a short time ago, the Department of Foreign Affairs said the Consul General had made no threats of any kind.